Good morning and welcome back to the Michigan Conservative Roundtable, Mac in the Morning Show. I'm Mac. Welcome back to this Tuesday edition. Today I'm going to get right into it with why the Supreme Court is so damn important. It seems like a given, and it's easy to say, oh yeah, of course it's important, but do you know why? I think I'm going to cite you some examples of why it's important, some key 5-4 decisions, had they gone the other way, how they would impact your life. So let's start with that. The first being, for all of us people who believe in the self-defense and Second Amendment, Heller versus the District of Columbia, or vice versa, however it's legally put, was a case where the main question involved was, does the individual have a right to own a firearm under the Second Amendment? Well, the court ruled 5-4 that they do, but that's a pretty damn close vote. 4 justices said you don't, even though the right is explicitly explained in its necessity in the Second Amendment, that the right is there pre-Constitution and that it shall not be infringed by the government. Apparently that doesn't count to those 4 justices. Another is, and this is a pretty famous one, Miranda versus Arizona, on whether or not the police need to read you your rights before being detained or arrested. So you not only have to be read these rights, but you have to understand these rights as well. The police officers read them to you. You have to acknowledge that you understand them, and so on and so forth. But it really lets you know you have the right to remain silent. And I would tell anyone coming into a contact with a police officer to remain silent until your lawyer gets there, because the police, it's their job to put you in jail. It's not their job to help you out. I mean, if you're in a car accident, they'll be the first guys to help you. But when it comes to putting you in jail, they'll be the first guys to help you get there. That's their job. So that's another 5-4 decision that's kind of important. Another one, and it's a recent one, it was 2010, and bear with me just a moment. It was Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. And basically in this case, the Obama administration argued on behalf of the Federal Election Commission that they could ban movies, and therefore books, because that question was asked by Judge Alito. Does this include the banning of books by the government? And the question was answered in the affirmative. So there was a movie out about Hillary, and I don't know if it was one made by Dinesh D'Souza or who, but there was a documentary, a movie made about Hillary Clinton that was not favorable to her, and they wanted it squashed. And so they took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and they were struck down by a 5-4. So again, 4 justices, the same ones who said you don't need to be read your rights, the same ones who would take your gun, again are saying that the government can tell you what you can and can't say. So basically piss on the First Amendment, in other words. And the last of the ones I'm going to mention is Bush v. Gore in 2000. And if you're old enough, you remember that whole election mess. And the Supreme Court got the case because the Florida Supreme Court ruled that they could do selective ballot counting or recounts in 4 or 5 Democrat districts where they were shaking the ballots and they were using interpretation. They wanted to interpret the intention of the voter if the voter picked 4 people for president. Of course, the intention was always for Al Gore, as in every case with the Democrat. Anytime there's any question, the vote goes to the Democrat, 100% of the time. That's why this upcoming pick is so important, that Judge Amy Coney Barrett gets on the court. Because this election, they've already announced that they're going to litigate it all the way to the Supreme Court, and if it's a 4-4 tie, then we do have a real constitutional crisis that could end up with Nancy Pelosi as president for a period of time. And God knows what she'd do with that hammer in her hand. So that's where we're at. Wanted to get this video knocked out today. So have a great day. Be safe. Watch your 6. And don't tread on me. Thank you.